Uh, this is draft one of what Sports Car Patrol might look like. Uh, Probably not good, but maybe the best that they do.
The best they can be.
Yeah. I was looking at them and I was really like you've got two 6 zeros on the team and like Jazz I think is the obvious partner. Um he's going to get the first attack in and he helps cover the rest of the patrol a bit.
Hmm.
But we'll see how this goes. Okay. So we've got Overlord, we know what he does. And then we've got Hook and Scrapper. And
Yeah.
that lets you put Villainous Spotlight in. And, well, you're still not. What are you? Overlord's 14. So you got 24. So you've got 6 star battle
20,
cards.
23, because Hook's only a 4. So I get three for free from Overlord and another 3 effectively from Spotlight and my 2 gaps. So I get 6 star cards in here somewhere. And
Yep. And
3 of them must be different and 2
you
must
can
be
play
orange.
three of your star cards because you pick a minimum of 3 different ones, but then the other 3 could be repeats if you wanted them to be.
Yeah. As
Yep.
long as I obey the orange rule of villainous, I think. Because I think
Yep.
those would be separate. So I'd have to. I even forget which star cards I have here, but it'll be fun discovering.
And mine is a standard blue deck, just seeing if I can keep these little cars alive. It's this one's a tough one. Like I think we the ATP has done a good job in looking at the micromaster patrols, but these guys just they struggle.
I'm trying to remember how much PS I really have. We'll see how it goes. Okay, rolling. Woo, 17. I like that.
Yeah, you get to pick.
I will. Let's see. You smash into me if I don't, and I get to hit Jazz. But if you flip 2 whites, then I don't get to do much damage to you anyway. I'll go first just to see how it is.
Yeah, I'll yeah.
Oh, and I have a tower because I have Scrapper.
Yes.
And I think my first step is to flip Scrapper.
Yep.
Oh, and my tower has 1 because I have Scrapper. Very cool. First thing he does, put a height counter on your tower.
And this is something that we were talking about like it's goofy, but would it be fun to have a stratagem that just makes the tower do things outside of like let Scrapper get this tower mechanic outside of Devastator, which I think would be fun. There's benefits to
I,
having the
yeah,
tower outside of Devastator.
yeah. I was pondering the other day if you had a stratagem for for I guess for Scrapper and was it 5 and 5 4s? So it might be one of those 0 ones, but then for Scrap, if everyone's there, but 1 if it's just Scrapper. And when your tower is so and so, you can do something. Like you almost imagine it as a secret action, perhaps that's visible. When so and so event happens, you can choose to do something if your tower is greater than something.
Yeah.
Flip this over, and on the next side there is another secret action style thing, and then you KO it when you've done it twice. So you get 2 kind of public secret actions hiding there for Scrapper, but it's dependent on tower size, or
Yep.
maybe the power of it is dependent on tower size. I'm not sure. Like tower gets big-ish if you've got enough of these guys. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, so I flip Scrapper, and how does this one work? Try to remember who goes in first. KO. We will send. I think Scrapper himself goes in. He's actually throwaway after that initial step. So we'll attack with Scrapper into where he's got to go.
Yep. And then I do have the stratagem, so black icons are white icons.
Yep. I just attacked for 3.
Okay, so I do flip the 2 whites. which means I gotta flip 1, 2 more.
Yep.
So I'm blocking all of it, actually. No pierce on your end.
Yeah. There we go.
All right. Draw for turn. Okay, so I think... Now, I gotta remember the composition. We have 2 specialist characters, which I like. We have 2 melee... 2 melees in the sports car patrol, and then Jazz is a melee also. The sports car guys, I still don't think their effects matter, which is weird. This is essentially a no flip deck, because there's not much incentive to flip Jazz, because we want his other side, otherwise he just melts. And then these guys, like their abilities, we can just remind ourselves real quick. Yeah. Here's what is that? A pep talk. Here is a. I guess this Blackjack I save for last to try and make him bigger as the rest of the sports car patrol dies. Hyperdrive is draw 3, scrap 2, and Roadhugger is the pump.
The leap.
Yeah.
I think Roadhugger is situationally possible. So I think you would you might be like, I do want 3 more for this hit.
Yeah.
I think Hyperdrive you only flip for that defense if you're looking for that.
Yeah, and then the other thing is none of their attacks get any bigger in robot mode.
Yeah, until Blackjack later.
Yeah, and this I guess the question is my deck defensive enough to get value out of the untap? And that is what we'll see.
As you've seen, I'm also pretty blue, so this is definitely your opportunity.
Yeah, so starting out, why don't I just send in Detour? He seems the most expendable. I'm going to outflank targeting Detour. So ping him for 1, and then draw a card, because he is a specialist. And then he does have +2 now. So he's going where he's got to go, and he's swinging with 5. Just 5.
Okay. And defending for a massive 2. So taking 3.
Yep. And Hollow Matter Projector. I feel like I want to pick that up. It's weird, but with the way my guys are going to tap and untap, I don't know if I get a ton of value out of Energon X for this first round. So I'm kind of okay letting that one go. And it's your turn.
Okay, I'm going to let the Spiron Gear go. Probably regret it, but we'll see. Draw for turn. Switch modes on Overlord.
Yep. Oh, that is a little awkward. I guess maybe if you have rapid conversion or something to get him back. Because you're not intending to transform Hook, right?
Exactly. Yeah, Hook's not going to flip. And the question is whether I actually attack with Overlord now, but it's weaker. So I'm normally I would think about attacking with Hook, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
I think I'll begin with a universal network access.
Oh, okay.
Draw 3. And then we'll hold on that. We flipped Overlord. Yeah, I feel like I actually kind of want to attack with Overlord now because I want that extra 1 star, even though it means I'm going to take a bit of a beating from these little dudes.
Yeah, but also you don't, like, against this deck, you don't have to worry a ton about that beating.
Yeah. I'm kind of tempted to just be this way, so that way I can send Overlord in, flip him next turn, and send Hook in.
Plus,
so we will attack with him.
Like, at base, if you can give him any sort of weapon or something, then you probably pop Detour this turn.
Yeah, that would be good. Sadly not. Let's see, I get Focus 1.
Yep.
Let's take a peek at that one. It's a Bolt of Lightning.
Nice.
Given the situation, we will keep the Bolt of Lightning for rare situations.
Yep.
And then I've got a bold 1 on this. So flipping 1, flipping 2. And then I can play the Bolt.
Yes.
I'm only attacking for 5. we're expecting you to live, but I really don't want to waste a bolt on Detour.
Yeah,
Really,
that doesn't feel great, does it?
so I think the bolt goes on Jazz. I think it has to.
Yes, he takes
And
3.
then attacking for 5.
All right, and I am blocking 2 of it, so I'm taking 3 myself. Nothing to pick up on my end. You're picking up that extra padding?
I think I need to, yeah. I don't want to give that one up just in case. Oh, I'll get rid of the end hostilities.
Yeah.
It ain't doing much. Oh, you had a. Did you have a white there, effectively?
Oh, I do. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
All right. Nothing here.
You take nothing, yeah. So you heal away. I guess back to.
Back
Yeah,
to
just the
1.
one. Okay.
I forgot that it's not just Jazz.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Let's see if we can put the hurt on Overlord, I guess. So what do I flip here? I guess there is value in Roadhugger in this situation, I think. I'm going to flip Roadhugger because like I'm okay giving up an attack to try and get a little more damage out.
Effectively, you turn any card in your hand becomes a bolt of lightning.
Yeah.
In essence, especially at this stage.
I do get some pumps. Actually, looking at my hand, maybe there. Actually, no. There's value. I am going to play. What don't I want you to do? I guess you've played the Bolt of Lightning. You're not going to get it back for a little while. So
Right.
Holler Matter Projector can come out on Jazz. I don't need to like worry about trying to protect one of my little guys at the moment. And then since I am going to, do I use it now or will I wait a turn? I guess I'll wait a turn. I will. No, I'll use it now. I'll tap Roadhugger, scrapping a steady shot to give Hyperdrive the +3 and send him into Overlord. We'll see if we can do some damage. So I'm swinging 6 Pierce 1.
I guess I'll focus one on keep that blue because I have no idea.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh, you hate to see that on the defensive flip.
Yep. So I defend for 3. You came in for
6, so you'll
6?
take 3. Yep.
Okay.
All right, nothing to pick up on my end.
And padding versus sparring gear. I think we're going to ditch the padding for the sparring gear.
Yeah, I think so. I guess the benefit of your deck, and Overlord in general, just getting more cards in hand with his flips and things like that, you will have spare cards to try and get all 3 extra paddings.
Yeah.
But it's still a bit of a task.
I like the cards, like, despite the 7 cards in the hand. I wouldn't say there's a card here that I am ready to chuck out for no value, though.
Yeah.
I could see the paddings go really soon and sit there and go, well, that doesn't help me. I guess I should count my scrap for star cards at this stage because it would be silly to necessarily flip and not have them yet.
You do have, I think, 3 in scrap?
4.
4
I count 4 in scrap. We've got Leap of Faith, a Bolt of Lightning, an Aura of Dominance, and a Universal Network Access. Yeah,
so you've got 2 left in your 24-card deck, not counting whatever you might have in your hand. It still might be worth fishing just to flip. Your defense will go up, and then you'll get 5 more cards out to get the reshuffle faster. Like when I play Overlord, I tend to flip him just to get them back, reshuffle my deck.
I mean, I'm not flipping anyone else, so flipping him makes sense. Revealing the top 5 cards, so we have Bigger They Are, Heavy Landing, Scoundrel's Blaster, End Hostilities, and a Shoulder Holster.
Yep.
So we will scrap all those, I think. Yeah.
Yes.
Scrap those to increase the scrap a bit. We're going to give Overlord a sparring gear.
Mm-hmm.
See how long we can hang on to that. And What is that? We'll play a secret. And we will send Hook into... Well, I have to kind of just pummel it on down, so we'll keep hitting Detour in the hope we do something to him, but it's unlikely.
And what secrets do you have in Scrap? We've got End Hostilities, 2 of them. That's the only one you've got in Scrap right now. Okay.
Yep. Attacking for... I put my tower up by 1, attacking for 2. Probably not doing any damage this time either.
No. Looks like no. Okay. Slow game. But we kind of expected that going in.
Yeah, this is all about prep work.
Yeah, exactly. Who can build up to some momentum? The problem is you have momentum to build up to. I don't know if that's the case for me. Okay.
I have schemes in plan here, right? Like I'm aiming for things as opposed to healing for 1.
Yeah, exactly.
People here, great heal, which is great.
So I'm gonna be swinging into Overlord here, and I got 2 attacks, Energon Axe on Jazz, and then the bigger they are on Jazz.
Good.
So he's gonna swing for 7 Pierce 5, which is what I want to see. Of course, that means Blackjack basically does nothing, but that's okay. First, we'll go Blackjack into Overlord.
Okay, I will reveal my secret at that point as a dad.
Yep. Okay. So I do get Pierce 2. I got 3 Pierce 2.
It's gonna be 2. Defending for lots. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Taking 2.
Yep. And then we'll go Jazz in, and he's got 6, 7 Pierce 2. 9. 9 Pierce 6. 9 Pierce 6 is what he's swinging with.
Do I want the Bashing Shield? Obviously, no, I think we'll let the Bashing Shield go.
9 Pierce 7.
Taking 7.
And nothing to pick up on my end.
I want the Scoundrels. I think I do. I'll ditch probably silly. Ditch an Energon Axe for a Scoundrels Blaster.
Yep.
Had too many Energon Axes to start with.
Alright. So
you heal Detour.
Yeah, I get to heal Detour for 1. Woo! And now you can attack Roadhugger. You don't have to attack Jazz if you don't want to. Although, I mean, I feel like he is the threat.
Yeah, he's definitely a temptation. Let's see. That's that way, though. Sending Overlord out that little bit early, I guess got a little bit... It invited the Roadhugger hit, didn't it? Although you could have just held Roadhugger back.
Yeah. If he wasn't there, I would have helped Roadhugger back. I don't know that the math would have changed all that much, except maybe 3 damage more would have been on Scrapper instead of Overlord or something.
We want him to go in, and we want him to... Okay, that makes sense. Well, we'll flip Overlord, because he likes flipping. We will put an Energon Axe on Scrapper.
Yep.
Let's see. That gets him to a enormous 6 PS2.
The Pierce is all you need, right? That just turns off Jazz's ability.
He's still 3 defense, though.
He's tougher than... Yeah.
versus Roadhugger is only 1 defense.
Yep.
It's almost tempting to go into Roadhugger, as you said. I don't think I want to play anything else. So we will send Scrapper into Roadhugger.
Sure thing.
Get some blues.
Oh! Roadhugger is melee, so... he does get the defense. Okay. So Roadhugger is blocking 2 of what you're throwing. You're throwing 7?
7 PS2.
Taking 5. So that, I think, definitely determines what I'm going to do next. Because, like, I'm just assuming Roadhugger's not surviving now. Draw for turn. Okay. Interesting. Scrapper is 5 stars. So if I had a bigger they are, I couldn't actually use it. Well, no, Detour.
You could on your 4s. You got 2 4s out
there. Okay. So let's start out with tapping Roadhugger. Steady shot becomes leap into battle.
Okay.
We're gonna target Detour. Then let's why not? We'll outflank, also targeting Detour. Ping him for 1, draw a card because he's a specialist.
So we got a 3, 6, 8.
8. 8. Let's see if we can just knock Scrapper out of here. I'm specialist, so I get 9.
Nice. Defend for 3, take 6, and KO'd. Those go. And my tower goes up by 1.
Yep. Yeah, we gotta figure out something for just like some sort of package just based on maybe battle cards that are just, they don't target Constructicons specifically, but they just work off of your tower. So like if your tower is, 4, then you get a leap in a battle becomes like +6 or whatever it is. And then that also would incentivize Constructicons just being buddies like this.
Yeah. Yeah, you can kind of see where I'm going on this one. So let's do a little bit here. So draw a card. Well, that's interesting because I was going to do fun stuff with that instead. Well, I want to do the fun bit, and I want to do it before my scrap vanishes. So we will play Reclaim and put an aura of dominance on top of my deck and then draw it because my tower is now 3.
Yeah, that seems all right.
That was kind of my thought with Overlord was if I put him with the Constructicons, we can get some good stuff going there.
Yep.
I don't know if I'll be able to get any more good stuff going, but I think I don't actually have to play it yet.
No, you could flip. Yeah, you could flip Overlord and attack with Hook to.
I haven't flipped him yet, have I? Yeah. Let's go ahead and flip him.
Yep.
Revealing top 5. So the 3 in my deck, I know have no stars, and then we'll reshuffle and do the next 2. It's the gamble. Nope.
Well, wait. Where did Aura of Dominance go?
It's in my hand.
What shouldn't it have been on top of your deck and then you got it in your hand?
Reclaim.
Put an upgrade from your scrap pile on top of your deck. If your tower's yep. Totally forgot the second line. Yeah.
So Reclaim felt useful. I was like, well, let's see if Reclaim can be really useful and actually let me just feed cards straight into my hand.
Yep.
And worst case, I'm feeding them into Overlord for his.
Yeah. No, I totally get it now. I missed. Yeah. I'll admit, I play Reclaim in a lot of decks. I have probably written that second line of text just out of my brain.
Exactly. I think it's I was basically looking at it going, oh, it's more than just Reclaim. Why don't we try and see a Scrapper and someone can actually help us see if that's any use?
Yeah.
There's a real lack of weapons on the there's not a great weapon that's a star card that makes it worth wanting to get onto Overlord, which would be lovely right now. I'd be like, big hit with Overlord, smash. Ignoring that your deck's not a big hit one anyway. So obviously playing that Overlord Dominance next turn. I really don't want to do this, but I think I have to. I will... Oh, where do I want to drop that?
Are you sure you don't play it this turn? Because it forces me to... Do I choose the upgrade I get to scrap, or do you choose the upgrade I get to scrap in Aura of Dominance?
You choose the upgrade, and you choose the card.
Okay.
Oh, and it forces you between Projector and an Axe. That's a good point. I'm planning to send Hook in this turn, though.
Yeah, gotcha.
So that's where I'm kind of like, it's not as important, Hook. I'd love it if Hook survived and I could actually get to 6, bizarrely. But I'm only going to get to a tower of 5, which is why I think I have to play. I'm going to Armed Hovercraft Hook to do 1 to everyone.
That's not bad. Not to Jazz, but 1, 2, 3, 4.
And I'm going to... Let's see. Then that's my upgrade played. That's that played. I did my flip. So then we will send Hook into Detour.
Yep.
He's not doing a lot, but attacking for 3.
Blocking 2, taking 1 more.
Ooh,
oh,
damage.
wait, white pip. 1, 2. Yep, same.
Oh, wow. That was
do I grab a wedge? I don't have a ranged character. I'm actually thinking of dropping wedge from the... Like, I could plan one, but I don't really give a crap about that.
Mm-hmm.
Repair 1 damage from a melee character. No, that doesn't seem important. It doesn't get Roadhugger out of, like, marksmanship range or something. No, I'll leave it. All right. Draw for turn. Interesting. You are probably going to make me scrap... Well, no, you're definitely going to make me scrap some stuff next turn. So what do I do this turn? I think I... play this. Let me remember what do you do? Actually, maybe that's better. Instead of playing a secret action, I think No, that's really bad. Never mind. I was like, oh, I could tap Hyperdrive, but then that would mean like you could just kill Blackjack with Overlord, and I don't like that.
Because you'd be attacking with him.
Yeah, or Jazz, and I kind of want to save them for last. So I think I just play, and then I will swing into Hook.
Okay.
4 Pierce 1, 3 Pierce 1.
Defending for 2, so taking the 1.
Nothing to pick up on my end.
And same. Draw for turn. So we will switch Overlord back. I think we've got to play the Aura of Dominance. So you scrap a card and scrap an upgrade.
Yeah, I think Hollow Matter goes.
Yeah, I think you don't want to lose the...
And Stable Cover goes.
Seems fair. I am pretty weak on Pierce over here. So I did my flip, played my upgrade. I've got an action. And who have I got against me? Problem is you aren't tapping, so sadly, although this could be good later, I will heavy landing for Roadhugger there.
Do 1 damage to an enemy. Yep.
Now, in this game, getting to Tower of 6 does not seem impossible, and suddenly my heavy landings are Bolt of Lightnings.
Yep.
That's like, ooh. But to really get there easily, I've got to have 3 Constructicons, which means I no longer have a really big meaty center, and I decided that would just be for games that aren't going that quick.
I wonder. Yeah, I wonder if like we do just because right the Devastator battle card package, these battle cards that work off the tower, they were all blue.
No, Builder Tools is orange, but it's
Oh, builder tools.
unless you make the tower bigger, and it's rare enough that you're not gonna. It's not really gonna help heavily.
Yeah, you don't.
Without
You're not going to spend a turn.
Yeah, and I don't want to spend a reclaim on a Builder Tools when the whole idea is to use this as a package to help someone else in
Oh,
the middle.
builder tools. Yeah, that's awful. That should give with these guys. That should have also been a stat boost. Maybe it's like +1/+1 or something.
Yeah.
That's rough as a utility. All right.
So played my action to get rid of him because I couldn't let you untap. So we're going to send Overlord in. We will send Overlord into I think. So there's a world in which I can take Detour out, is there? So I'm a 5, and there are 2 KO'd people, so I'm now a 7.
Yep.
So I can naturally kill Detour, or I can completely gamble that I get a bolt of lightning on my flips and can take Detour out on that one. I think I can't gamble that much. So I will go into Detour just for the kill.
Sure thing.
I've got Focus 1 on this side, so we'll take a peek at my focus and throw away the hovercraft.
Yep.
And then I have Bold 2. So flipping 4 cards.
No.
Got a star card there, so the recon can go on hook in a moment.
Yep.
So I attacked for 5, 6, 7, 8.
All right. My secret action doesn't trigger. Let's see what we got. I'm blocking 2, taking 5, and dying.
Ditch those. And just bounce my recon into my hand to turn it lightly up.
Yep.
And your turn. Yeah, Overlord, you've killed a sports car patrol.
Well, the nice thing about this deck, you facing this deck, is you do get those boosts. Like when you pop the little guys.
Yeah, there's a little there.
Okay, so I think I flipped Blackjack at this point. I've got 2 in KO. So Blackjack is now a 5/3, which is pretty helpful. Now, Jazz is swinging with 9. No, 7. I'm going to bigger they are him again.
7 6.
Now
so
he's... Yeah.
Oh, no, I've got health. Yeah. Dominance will keep me alive unless you flip blacks.
Yep. Or you flip poorly on blues or something, which I don't think is going to happen. But we'll start there, and then we'll see if Blackjack can get enough black pips to finish him off.
Yep.
All right. Okay. So I am swinging 3, 6, 7, 9, Pierce 2, 4, Pierce 6. Pierce 7.
I'm flipping 5 cards. So I get a 6 defense. So I take the 7, leaving me on.
Live by 3. Live by
1, I think. Yeah.
By 1. Okay. All right.
Won't take black much here.
Oh, man. All right. Blackjack, this is your time to be a hero.
It's 2 blacks.
Yes, so
Because
6 Pierce 2.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 defense. Take 2 and die.
Oh, man. The sports park patrol took out Overlord. Oh, boy.
Yeah, I think send Overlord out later. Probably good against someone who's enough blue-black.
Yeah. Yeah, and blue-black is something I think that you just struggle with. I don't think it's any testament to the sports car patrol themselves. Oh, wait, no. They don't. He doesn't have that ability. They don't heal on this side.
Yeah.
All right, your turn. I think that's a fair trade. I'm willing to sacrifice healing 2 damage to take out Overlord.
We'll flip hook this time. What are my options? I've only got a recon system on the lad. we can beef that up a touch, and I can't hit Hyperdrive, who's the only person I can really beat up. It doesn't look good, does it? We will pop Scoundrel's Blaster on Hook. Probably not the right thing. And let's see. I think we'll just go all in and fail to kill Jazz at this rate, probably. We'll put a heavy-handed on him, sadly. The bigger they are would have been much nicer to have in hand. And we will send Hook into... doesn't matter, so we'll send him into Jazz.
Yep.
We will flip. Let's see, how does this work? We flip 2. I always forget if whites are first or not, but I didn't get one. We'll flip a 3rd, and doesn't really matter, we'll scrap that one.
Yep.
So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. P2. P3.
And I'm blocking 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So taking 3. Think you might have this.
Yeah. I think we can call this one here. Oh, hey, I got a weapon to put on someone. We'll put this on, and you are 5 stars or 4 stars? Hook is 4 stars.
He's 4 stars.
So the bigger they are actually is just a +2. But yeah, I think with my guys swinging, I guess we can finish it out if you want to finish it out, or we can call it here.
We can call it. I mean, you've got enough pierce. I've got 6 health.
So what did we learn? I guess, do you want to start with what you liked and didn't like about your list first?
So I think a little tough. So for my little guys not having any natural pierce in this battle meant that they were 100% worthless, which I kind of knew was there. Having you not actually kill them quickly was almost frustrating, right? I actually expect Scrapper and Hook to die really early on.
Yeah, to feed Overlord, right? To like get him his +1s.
Right. Well, I then effectively have Overlord with a what does he become? A 7, and he 7 plus I've killed one of your season 8, and I've got the health up utility on him through Reclaim because I got my tower up to 3 quite easily, and should have got at least, I guess weapon wise I'm only holding like a Scoundrel's Blaster as the best thing he's got there. So that side's interesting. And not having them die actually meant I was sitting on a Reclaim that I didn't want to use quite yet. Not thinking that actually I could have just flipped it and got it on him as part of his attack. And also I actually started looking at that the damage card, the heavy landing, thinking I might just get to 6. In fact, technically I think I got to 6 as the game ended. Because I got to 5 for his previous attack, and then when you kill him I got to 6.
Yeah.
And so I was like, do I hold on to heavy landings? And then I eventually was like, no, I have to ditch this to use it. I think the big one is that Hook and Scrapper aren't doing enough to beef Overlord up in time. That I think I need a hefty... I need to probably be going more upgrades as the star cards if I really want to do sort of shenanigans there.
Yeah, with Reclaim, yep.
Yeah, and like that...
And like you mentioned earlier, like a star weapon that's worth the star, I think that's something that might not be in the game currently, but that would be a very nice thing to have.
Yeah, it would be like Indestructible Sword is the only thing, and that's not bad, but it's just +2 for my little guys until it comes on the big guy. So it's not helping or doing much too exciting there. But it would be interesting. I think there's an interesting idea for the how can the Constructicons be a building buddies for someone rather than just a team on their own.
Yep.
And whether that's something that can grow a little bit.
And exactly to your point, can you bring out? So you played in this list. You played Reclaim, and you played. You did not play Builder's Tools, but you played.
Yeah, I played Heavy Landing.
Yeah. So this idea of like we've helped improve other combiner teams with like a new team leader and that sort of stuff. But the Constructicons, like they have been tested a couple different ways, and just as Devastator, it just hasn't come together. It's either been, oh, that's way too much, or oh, that's not enough. and we're like, we can't do like decimal values to really dial it in the way it needs to be. But this idea that, okay, well, what if we give them tools? It may not be enough to make Devastator viable, but it helps Devastator still. And if we can give them more value in cards, like, yeah, I mean, I've played these cards before. Well, maybe not Heavy Landing so much, but I've played Reclaim a bunch, and I just forgot about that second line of text because of how often like I use it outside of the Constructicons. But yeah, if maybe there's just needs to be a suite of cards that are like, hey, if your tower, maybe 6 is too high a threshold if they're buddies. Maybe it needs to be like.
Yeah, I think it varies as to what you're getting. Like, I think the stratagem idea is of baking it in there is interesting as to how to make it valuable to Scrapper Hook and to the Constructicons themselves. Like, if Scout Armor was on KO, put your tower up to.
Yeah.
That kind of thing that just accelerates the tower as opposed to the combining necessarily. Because it feels like Constructicons is all about wanting the tower. And
yeah.
it's the sneaky stuff outside of that. So yeah, if a Scout Armor was was tower based, or even
or
an
if it had
an
additional line that was like when you equip it, or it gives you +1, but if your tower is 6, then it becomes a +3 or something.
Or even gives that -1, that 1 damage to the attacker.
Yeah.
So like, if your tower is above so and so, then the attacker takes, or when this defends, the attacker takes 1. So you get kind of some of the other mechanisms, but just sided in for the Constructicons. It's a lot of card space to use up in a printing set.
Yeah, exactly. But maybe something, because we've talked before about like doing almost like a starter pack type deal.
Yeah.
The one that comes to my mind is like Constructicons, at least the way I've seen them played, the closest thing they get to like competitively viable is aggressively.
Orange Pierce or full orange.
So like what if they got a worse grenade launcher, but if you have a tower threshold, it becomes a better grenade launcher, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just helping them mold their battle cards to really build off the tower mechanic. It definitely feels like something that if there had been like we saw this in Scout Armor in Wave 5, if once they had gathered the data they needed from Wave 5 and they were working on Wave 6 or Earthrise or whatever, maybe then the tower would have like been more integral into the gameplay. The other thing I think about the tower is because I've been tossing around the idea of modulators, the base guys, and my idea there, I don't know like how the final form would be, but the idea there was modulators start out in alt mode, in base mode. They have like a normal card effect or whatever, but then also in base mode it says that if this card is in the KO, it gives some benefit. It kind of like what Sentinels did. Not necessarily based on a flip, just if it's in alt mode in the KO. So your modulator, you can flip to robot mode, play it normally, and then once it dies, you flip it back into base mode, and now you've got like kind of like what the Micromaster leaders do or what Overlord does as just like a static buff of some sort. So they can be maybe a little less efficient on the curve in the battlefield, but the compensation for that is they aren't useless characters when they die.
Would you tidal wave them a little and have like there's a patrol member inside them? So
I like that idea also.
Someone's in them when they die. Rather than the combining mechanism, what they do is they
deploy a patrol member.
Yeah.
That's an interesting idea. I like that idea. It would definitely be something that have to be tested, because I'd be wary about that just based on how Titan Masters turned out and their effect they had on the game. But maybe patrol members, I don't know. I guess the modulator mode, the base, the bot mode could be dialed in to compensate for that.
I think I would kind of force the flip, or like maybe they deploy when they flip, and when they attack they have to flip or something. Like, I agree. Like, you don't want it to be on KO unless the opponent chose to take you out on
Oh,
T1.
okay. Now I'm imagining. What about this? So here's Micromaster Patrol. Let's scoop. Okay, put them back out. So right now I'm playing them as a 5 wide. But what if we took, let's say Jazz is a modulator here, and we make it so that you run the patrol. What is this? Maybe this way. So okay, you've got 8 stars and 5. That's 13 stars here. The modulator would be 12 stars. So you start out as a 4 wide deck. In alt mode, it has a benefit to a particular Micromaster Patrol. Like, each modulator could help out one of the patrols. And then, like you said, when it dies, it gets that static buff, but you also deploy, so you get the full patrol again.
So effectively, the modulator, and you'd probably deploy Blackjack in bot mode, or would you keep the patrol leader out, or would you hide the patrol leader?
I guess it depends on the patrol, right? Like, these guys, it might be worth hiding Blackjack and then him popping out and getting a benefit from them. If we did, like, who is it? Airwave? Decepticon Airwave?
To lose Tailwind.
Say that again?
You wouldn't want Asp to lose Tailwind as a player.
Right,
like,
right,
well,
exactly.
What kind of modulator do you need to be better than Tailwind?
Yeah. Yeah, here, let me I'm putting up a picture of Airwave real quick. Because in my mind, he's the one that would go with the Airstrike Patrol. But yeah, that's a cool idea for, because that's like that just, I love when the cards reflect the play pattern. That seems like a very fun idea.
Yeah, I like the themeness of it. That effectively it's, you had the patrol, now you have a buddy for the patrol that's kind of targeted that way, rather than go pick your other character.
Yeah.
Just kind of
and
coming back around.
It kind of combines, like, it lets you do stratagem style stuff. The difference is, of course, it does, like, it, and I haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh, but I know there's this idea of Yu-Gi-Oh of, like, archetypes, which is like these cards are just kind of designed to go together, so people play them together. And, like, Transformers, I feel like, tends not to have that outside of the combiner teams. But, like, it wouldn't have to be done for every patrol. Some patrols, like Airstrike Patrol, honestly, and then, like, Battle Patrol, they don't need that sort of help. They're already kind of almost there.
Yeah, I think Transformers is always nice because there's no reason why you would play all of the patrol. You might decide you want to drop 2 of them, just use your modulator with 2 cards, and have someone else in there.
Yeah.
I think a tidal wave who was more interesting for the patrol member who's hiding under tidal wave would be a more interesting thing to play with, right? At the moment, tidal wave gives nothing to the people who's hiding, and so it's really just a gimmick. You got 2 4-stars as a gimmick for a combiner, but the idea that the air carrier actually adds something to the one that's hiding or the buddy of the one that's hiding, I guess more interesting, and it doesn't have to be the whole team playing, unless you write. I think it would be bad to have a modulator who can only be played if the rest of your team are sports car patrol or something. I think that wouldn't get Transformers that well.
So moving on to the sports car patrol, like, I'm trying to think of. Obviously, this was a match that a game I won against a different sort of Overlord deck. I don't think this translates to what the, like, Titan 1 format, like, competitive Overlord, like, this would not be a victory here. I think Overlord would be spending a lot of, like, not that many turns just popping guys and building himself up until he can kill Jazz.
Yeah, totally.
But like, visibility. Let me share so you can see my deck now. I believe. Um,
Yep.
so yeah, I'm thinking about. I wish. Oh, Octagon won't let me zoom in on the cards, will it? Um, in my mind, this is close to what the best I can hope for in a sports car patrol is, and a lot of it's standard blue stuff. Catch off guard, I think, especially just in like against Overlord. If I can't get rid of your what's it called? I keep wanting to call it inspiring leadership, but that's not it. Imposing presence, that's not it either.
Or of dominance.
Or of dominance.
Yeah, natural card is nice. It doesn't hurt in a blue deck, right? It's just
Yeah. Despite any difficulty, is a staple
Yep.
nowadays. Energon X, the handheld blaster. Hollow Matter Projector, I'm actually wondering if I should make it a 2 of to protect my other guys, because you like being able to just get popped with how little defense and health they do have is tough. Laser Cutlass, Master Metal, like it's all pretty standard, and I think they operated as well as they could, but it still didn't feel good. It really was like a case of, oh, I happen to get Energon X and and the bigger they are on Jazz, so his attack mattered. That was, and then the other guys like got enough black pips to kill Overlord. That really is like the strategy for them right now, and that's unfortunate because that doesn't feel like a strategy. That's just, let's hope my opponent bricks and doesn't get what he needs, and I can kill something fast enough.
Yeah, I think I think like obviously a lot of decks would have torn through. I think with the Jazz situation,
No
finding some
question.
PS.
Yeah.
I try to think what's like the problem I had on turn one was I'd gone with kind of similar blue weapons of having the energy axes, and I drew 2 of them really early on, and was obviously never attacking with a person who wasn't damaged, so who wasn't healthy.
Yep.
So I even kind of think you want to attack with the little guys first, right? So the laser cutlasses are probably more valuable to you than the energy axe, and I would probably have the full 3 cutlasses and less of the energy axe. Just because I think in most games the little guys are going to get popped each time. Or
Yeah,
be
that's a
lucky to
really good
survive.
point. Yeah, yeah, flip it the other way. The other thing I think I drop is wedge formation. I found myself like remembering, oh shit, I don't have a ranged character. Like I don't want to spend it to repair one, plan one. It's like the orange black is nice, but I think I drop this for another weapon of some sort to try and make their attacks matter.
I think 3 fusion balls in there,
Yeah,
ditching the wedge formation for fusion, just
absolutely.
so you've got guaranteed damage coming out of them and you can put it places.
Yep.
Uh, Nitro boosters is the other one where problem with nitro boost though it feels is you only want to use that at the last turn as such. Like start your engines feels like it's not going to be that great usually because you're basically a sport class control not going to live. So
Yeah, that
start
can
your
be
engine.
dropped. I think
Well,
you're right.
the problem is it kind of can and can't because it can and can't because you're so you're getting nothing out of flipping people, so you've got no real shenanigan coming from a multiple flip, um, and you also the whole point of the sports card patrol deck is it does need to survive because then the hero helps and you're trying to keep people alive, and of course the big problem is it won't survive. So start your engines is kind of conceptually good for the deck because it lets you attack again. Um,
Yeah, the idea
but it,
there is like when I tap Hyperdrive, I can still untap him, maybe get the +1 heal, and still get an attack out of him.
mm. Or I see, yeah, you could tap Roadhugger, give the damage to someone,
Yeah.
start your engines to bring him back because you didn't have. But then, what if you had 3 Leap of Battles in your hand, not 3 start your engines? That
Yeah.
I don't know if you'd prefer to have played the Leap of Battle for another 3, or if you'd have preferred to have be able to untap Roadhugger so you're protecting him for later.
Yeah.
I think early on in the game, one of the advantages you have is that I can only attack one of your people. So tapping two people early isn't terrible because I have to choose between them. Now it does mean, and you're probably putting the weapon on the one who's attacking me. So I'm choosing between, do I kill Roadhugger or do I kill Hyperdrive with a Scoundrel's Blaster on him
Yep.
or with a laser on him? And I don't like either of those choices. They're both costing me 3.
Yeah, this was a weird one, but I'm glad I finally got to like test this concept out. I think I'm going to try and refine a little further. And I really like what you mentioned about modulators. I really like that idea a lot. Cuz like that's something that we've been discussing like a little bit, is just like, okay, there's certain patrols that, I mean, I think everyone agrees that the sports car patrol is the worst of the worst. In my mind, it's like, it's sports car patrol. The next one, I don't know, off-road patrol maybe? Is off-road the one I'm thinking of?
Battle Patrol with the useless, the tanks who are too small and
Oh, battle patrol. Yeah, yeah. Off-road patrol's not bad. Off-road patrol is being worked on, I know. Off-road patrol and what, airstrike are the top two.
yeah.
Um,
Rescue Patrol is kind of like it's almost like it's a weird deck in that each one of the characters is almost more shenanigan-y on its own
yeah,
as a way to do something else.
yeah. It's a set of buddies for other teams, it feels like.
But it's also like the Rescue Patrol Cosmos is not a bad deck. Using their bold or whatever they get on every attack and defense is a good way to burn the deck for Cosmos, and you can do the math fairly well as they're sitting there. So they've got some spaces, but they're kind of almost a specialist team in their way. Like you're playing General Megatron, or you're playing something where you want to burn your deck.
Yeah.
They're not a bad choice to come in. But yeah, Battle Patrol and Sports Car Patrol, even on their own, the only decent one, like Roadhugger and Roadhugger.
Yeah. Yeah, Battle Patrol, for some reason I keep thinking Off-Road Patrol is the Battle Patrol, and I don't know why I mixed those two up.
Shows how much the Battle Patrol has
yeah. Yeah. Yep. And then like the Spy Patrol isn't like, they don't operate the same way the rest of them do. Like they do things with Soundwave and Major Soundwave, and then the ATP Soundwave. I feel like the Spy Patrol's value now is in like ATP Soundwave stuff.
Being in your KO area for Soundwave.
Yeah.
I think it would be, yeah, I think the cassette Soundwave is more interesting to think of how he could be improved a little, just from the perspective of there are still new players coming into the game, which is great, and what can you get in the shops more easily? You can go buy a starter Blaster Soundwave, you can buy a starter Constructicons, and those two are definitely more solvable than a Autobot or Decepticon starter wave.
Yeah, for like a micro project, I really like the idea of, let's do a Soundwave and Blaster. Like here are, I don't know, in my mind, I guess it would be like 18 battle cards to give each one. That's a lot. Because
I'd like the Autobots to have a Buzzsaw Ravish Frenzy attack style one, because I think it's just a fun card.
Yeah, that's an interesting one that they didn't mirror. Like, it doesn't have to have the exact same effects, but I was surprised that we got this one and not an Autobot side of something.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what we actually got on the Autobots. Like, what was it replaced by? Was it the...
It was the, like, oh, crap. Man, that set is still going for $50 on Hasbro
Ouch.
Pulse.
Oh, okay. I'm sure they don't drop the price by policy generally.
Interpret the airwaves.
So we in a group.
Oh, daring counterattack. Daring counterattack was the blaster's equivalent.
Oh, that wasn't the star card that he had.
No.
Yeah, and so that was more really of a blaster card. Like that is just a great card in a blaster on his own deck. Like, hey, blaster have PS6. In fact, anyone have PS6. I think
Yeah,
that's a fun one just to do blaster as a standalone almost.
Yep.
Well, and I guess maybe one of the approaches would be to, like, you could imagine doing a Soundwave secret that's based, like, it's kind of the inverse of this. So you get plus extra defense for everything in your KO, which I guess is kind of where Soundwave Truck is.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Like,
we can daring counterattack.
yeah, it'll. I guess whatever would be done for a like starter versus pack of support cards would definitely have to be very mindful of where like Blaster and the ATP Soundwave are.
Yeah, I think Blaster, like Blaster, probably doesn't need much of anything. It's almost that Blaster might just need another Autobot cassette.
Yeah.
Because people are going to play Lionizer anyway, in essence, as opposed to all the cassettes. Most likely, unless you play something for you only have cassettes on your team or something to try and anti-Lionizer, but that feels rude because we've got these Lionizer Blaster decks that are solidly powerful, and maybe it's just like Steeljaw, Ramhorn, Eject or Rewind. So maybe we need the other one, Eject or Rewind, to come in and give you sort of just some other options that slightly raise the interest level of a Blaster deck.
Well,
but then the Soundwave deck needs more because the Soundwave deck never quite clicked.
Yeah. No, what I'm talking about is being mindful from the opposite perspective. Like whatever Blaster gets help with, you'd want to make sure we didn't push Meta Blaster too far. And then whatever support is there for the Hasbro Soundwave, you'd want to make sure did not synergize too much with ATP Soundwave. Like we'd want to make sure that we didn't push the already competitive versions, beyond the curve or something.
Yeah, like I think Blaster deck I'd be tempted with a Buzzsaw Ravage Frenzy attack similarity one, and maybe even intentionally make the weakest of the three options be Steeljaw. Like assuming Steeljaw's played the most in a Blaster deck as a cassette, that would be the least impressive of the three choices. So you're kind of tailoring it for not the most common played one, but then being useful for if you do choose all three of them. What did they do? They give Ravage 1 damage. So Ravage is a zap. Buzzsaw is kind of the weak one in that he's just making this card free. So it's almost like they made Buzzsaw the most powerful of the cassettes in their minds, and then Ravage, and then Frenzy feels like he's got the best. Well, it's your opponent chooses an armor, scraps it. So I almost feel like Ravage is the best option here.
Yeah.
And Ravage is probably, with experience, the best of these three cassettes. To the point where you could imagine, if you only had two of them, you're always going to have Ravage, and this card is not a bad card as one of the classic Zap cards to have if you've got Ravage and another cassette. Just one damage with benefits, like the potential for heavy landing to be that way.